Meet Mary. Grocery day used to feel effortless. Today, the same steps feel like climbing a mountain. If this struggle sounds familiar, stay with us. You'll soon learn why strength slips away and how to reclaim it.
These were the tasks Mary used to do without any effort just a decade ago, carrying groceries, lifting her grandkids, even tending her garden. Yet now everything feels like climbing a mountain. She wonders, why am I getting so much weaker? What's happening to me? And it's not just Mary, maybe you've noticed this too.
Maybe it's the jar that won't budge or the stairs that steal your breath. These small defeats whisper a bigger truth. Muscle loss is already underway. Mary's story mirrors millions. We'll uncover the 6 biggest culprits behind age-related muscle loss and the exact steps that helped Mary turn weakness into strength.
After a lot of back and forth and pondering, Mary finally decided to ask for help. She went from doctor to doctor searching for an answer, only to be dismissed over and over and over again. "It's just anxiety," they told her. Or, "You need to come to terms with natural aging." She never got a decisive answer about what was really happening to her. Why was her life seemingly melting away in front of her eyes? Why did she feel powerless to do anything about it? But after seeing so many experts and getting nowhere, Mary finally found me.
Dismissed as just anxiety, Mary almost gave up, until one physician finally listened. That conversation revealed the real enemy. This is not just getting old, it's a diagnosable disease. By her 60s, Mary's risk had silently climbed alongside nearly half her peers.
That's when I got to the explanation that she was desperately looking for. Mary was not just aging, she was actually experiencing something called sarcopenia. That's not just getting old, it's a disease. This is a medical term that means loss of muscle, loss of strength, and it's far from normal aging. Sarcopenia is a progressive loss of muscle mass. And as we get older, it's incredibly common. About 5 to 13% of people in their 60s have significant muscle loss, and that rises to nearly 50% by the age of 80. In other words, Mary was far from alone. When I explained this to her, she felt both relief and worry. Relief that she wasn't just being lazy or imagining things. Muscle loss with age is actually real, but also worry. Does this mean she's destined to keep getting weaker and weaker until she can't even get out of bed? Yes, some muscle loss is expected as we age, but it's not a life sentence. You can take action to slow it down and reverse it. Muscle loss isn't about just looking frail or feeling weak. It reduces mobility and balance, making even simple things dangerous, like standing up, walking, or carrying everyday items. Sarcopenia raises your risk of falls, fractures, hospitalizations, and losing your independence. That hits home for Mary, who dreaded the idea of not being able to live on her own. Now, before we jump into solutions, let's break down the 6 biggest reasons behind age-related muscle loss. I will pair each with tips from Mary's life and what you can do to prevent or reverse the damage. Imagine yourself in Mary's shoes and think about how to step away and regain your strength. Because even though muscle loss with age is common, it's also very much reversible with the right strategies. Reason number 1.
First culprit, time itself. From our 30s on, we lose 3 to 5% of muscle each decade, unless we intervene.
For most people, it's a quiet, gradual decline. You might not notice it at 40, 50, or even 60 years old, but it piles up. Suddenly, one day, every task feels 10 times harder. Even if you do nothing, the average person will lose about 30 to 40% of their muscle mass between the age of 20 and 80 years old. Your muscles go through subtle but important changes. The number and size of muscle fibers decrease, so muscles literally shrink, which we call atrophy. Your body also makes fewer of the proteins muscles need to grow and stay healthy. This means not only you lose muscle, but it's also harder to build new muscle or even keep the ones you already have. But here is the thing, aging is a part of life, but being frail doesn't have to be. No, you can't stop time or reverse it, but you can fight back. Exercise and diet are your weapons. Research shows that even a 90-year-old can gain muscle with the right training. So close your eyes, picture yourself climbing those stairs, lifting your grandchild 6 months from now, feeling steady and strong. That can happen, and if you follow these steps, it will. Reason number 2.
One thing Mary discovered, muscles simply melt away when you don't use them. The body has a simple rule: use it or lose it.
After retiring, Mary spent more and more time sitting, reading, watching TV, chatting with friends, and less time on her feet. She used to walk and garden, but her knee pain made it harder and harder until she eventually cut back. Sounds familiar? Maybe you've gone through something similar. Weakness we often blame on aging is actually just as much about inactivity. As the NIH put it, the decreased strength and energy in older adults, like struggling to walk distances, climb stairs, or carry groceries, is largely muscle loss from not being active enough. The medical term here is disuse atrophy, and it starts a vicious cycle. The weaker you feel, the less you exercise, which makes you even weaker. The good news here, you can break this cycle and even reverse it. Muscles stay strong by being worked on, and the more you work on them, the stronger they will get at any age. Any resistance exercise, like lifting weights, carrying groceries, even standing up from a chair over and over, sends signals to your body to keep those muscles up. If you don't send that signal, you will lose muscle, but when you do, your body finds to keep and even build on that muscle. But is exercise alone enough? No, if you only exercise and neglect the rest, your body won't have the raw materials to repair or build muscle. That is why nutrition matters just as much.
Here's the kicker. Older adults need more protein to build muscle than younger folks. But many elders just don't eat enough. Muscles are built in the kitchen. Without at least 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram, older bodies simply won't repair or grow.
But many elders just don't eat enough. Reduced appetite, difficulty chewing, digestion issues, you name it. This is called anabolic resistance. Older muscles just don't respond as well to small doses of protein as young muscles do. So while a young person can get away with eating less, older adults should aim for at least 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. Many older adults also produce less stomach acid, making it harder to digest protein. That's where something like betaine HCl can help. You take it with meals. Don't take it before, take it during your meal so it can help you digest the protein, especially if you're taking a heavy protein meal. Other nutrients matter too. Not eating enough calories in general means your body will start breaking down muscles for energy. Being low on vitamins and minerals like vitamin D, B12 or iron will make you feel weaker than you really are. Don't forget, hydration is also important. Chronic dehydration messes your muscle mass. So drink at least 2 liters of water per day so you can gain muscle. Reason number 4.
Falling estrogen and testosterone act like hidden saboteurs. Fortunately, resistance exercise can nudge those hormones back in our favor.
Hormonal changes, menopause and low testosterone. When Mary hit menopause, she remembered the hot flashes, but she didn't realize it also sped up her muscle loss. Estrogen, the main female hormone, helps maintain muscle and even build bone. After menopause, estrogen drops and muscle and bone loss speed up. Men aren't off the hook either. In men, testosterone only declines about 1% per year after middle age. Testosterone is critical for building muscle and maintaining it. With this gradual decline, by your 80s and 70s, testosterone might be much lower than it was when you were younger, contributing to muscle loss for guys as well. So other hormones like growth hormone and IGF-1 also decline with age, and they also will contribute to muscle loss, making it even harder to build and gain muscle. But here is the flip side. Exercise helps slow hormone decline. For men, it can boost testosterone up. For women, even though estrogen can't be brought back, resistance exercise helps your body adapt and maintain more muscle. Vitamin D is also essential for hormone production, so keep your levels up. Reason 5. Chronic illness and inflammation. Mary has lived with osteoarthritis in her knees and mild type 2 diabetes. She mostly feels okay, but chronic conditions like these quietly contribute to muscle loss in a few ways.
Chronic diseases spark constant inflammation, draining muscle day by day. Control the disease, calm the fire, keep your strength.
For starters, pain keeps you from exercising. Maybe your knees hurt, maybe when you walk, you just don't feel very well, so you start to avoid it. But that inactivity makes things worse. The trick is to find activities that don't hurt, like swimming or water aerobics, which are gentle on your joints and help build muscle mass. You can also try supplements like curcumin, which can reduce inflammation in your joints, making it easier to move. Chronic diseases like diabetes create a constant low-level inflammation that breaks down muscle faster. The same is true for chronic lung disease, heart failure, kidney disease, cancer, and rheumatoid arthritis. In fact, sarcopenia is way more common in people with chronic diseases. The takeaway here is if you have any of these conditions, you need to manage them well. Help keep your body sugar and other health markers in check. Sometimes supplements like curcumin can also help control inflammation, but above all, keep your disease controlled to help your body recover and build muscle instead of just breaking it down. Reason number 6, illness, injury, or bad rest. Reason 6 is about what happens when life throws you a curveball, an unexpected surgery, a bad case of the flu, a fall, or a fracture. For older adults, even a short hospital stay can lead to big muscle loss. Mary, for example, had pneumonia and was hospitalized for just 7 days. That was enough to leave her feeling like a wet noodle. It was shocking how fast her muscles seemed to vanish. This is acute sarcopenia, a sudden drop in muscle mass and strength after illness or injury. You might be asking yourself, why does this happen? Well, when you're stuck in bed, muscles atrophy incredibly fast, sometimes in just 1 or 2 weeks. One study found that about 38% of older patients developed new sarcopenia after a hospital stay. It's not just a lack of activity, your body also enters a catabolic state, breaking down tissues to fight the illness or heal the injury. So what can you do?
1 week of bed rest can erase months of progress. Even in the hospital, movement and nutrition are your lifeline.
First, eat well while you're hospitalized or stuck in bed. Don't let your body run out of fuel and start breaking down your muscle. As soon as you're able, start moving, even if it's just lifting your legs or arms in bed or using a stationary bike. Start slow and progress gradually to avoid setbacks or injuries. By addressing all of those areas, you can gradually rebuild your strength. You'll notice how you're not out of breath anymore. Most importantly, you will regain your confidence just like Mary did.
Mary chose one habit at a time, 10-minute walks, a protein-rich lunch, a daily water goal. Each small win stacked into visible strength.
Conclusion: take control. Start by doing a self-check. Are you as active as you could be? Are you getting enough protein? What health conditions could you address? Pick one small change this week, maybe a 10 minutes daily walk or a protein-rich snack, and build from there. Imagine yourself stronger and steadier in the months ahead. I encourage you to share your plan and your progress in the comments below. I will read and reply to all of your comments. And if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical health guidance.
Muscle loss isn't destiny. Start today, share your first step below, and join us for the journey back to strength.
I thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.